So you have stopped drinking, you have early nights, you are constantly educating yourself, and your friends have started to distance themselves. You don't have a social life anymore because you are on self-improvement and it's starting to feel boring. If you're on self-improvement, you can start to lose sight of yourself. You can start to lose all of those feminine qualities and life starts to feel like Groundhog Day. You're doing the same 5 to 10 habits every evening, the same 5 habits every morning. And yes, you're progressing. Yes, you're reading your books and yes, you're meditating, but life and self-improvement is boring and you want to quit. If you're in this stage right now where you want to quit, you want to get your social life back, you want to go out and do some shots, you're sick of reading books, you just want to watch movies, you want to binge your favorite YouTubers again, then keep watching this video because I'm going to give you strategies on how you can make self-improvement actually fun and not like you actually want to die, because that is not what self-improvement is. Self-improvement is actually fun, and at the beginning it always starts that way. It starts with, yeah, this is so fun, I'm becoming a better person, but then 30 days, 60 days later, you're like, damn, I have no friends, I have no life, and I'm not getting anywhere. The business that I set out to want still isn't businessing. My Instagram account that I started still isn't gaining any followers. So what do? My first piece of advice is to keep going. If you are close to breaking point, this is your sign to keep going. I always remember the quote from Andy Frisella, and he said, when you feel like quitting, that's when everybody else quits, and that's where you keep going. And that is your breakthrough point. That is your breakthrough point. When you feel like quitting, everybody else is going to say, yeah, this is it. I feel like quitting now. This is the time when I actually quit. That's where you keep going, because that is going to bring you your breakthrough. I also love this quote that I heard recently so much. Your life will feel like it's falling apart when you're about to step into a new reality. Don't give up. I remember when I wanted to give up on the business that I run today. Today I have an influencer marketing agency which funds my entire life, but I remember 6 months in, only 6 months in, come on now, in building this agency, I felt like giving up. You know, I had done tons of outreach, nothing was happening, I hadn't signed a client. 1 month later, I did a detox from social media, I focused only on my agency and I signed my first client, and then 5 months later, I quit my part-time job and I was able to go full-time. If you think about your life in long term, if you're 6 months in, 3 months in, 30 days into something right now and you're not seeing results, that amount of time is so minuscule and it's so small, and when you look back you will be so thankful that you didn't give up, because now I'm 2.5 years later, two years later from that point, and I'm thriving. Everything is fine. But what if I gave up 6 months in? 6 months is nothing compared to this agency that I'm probably going to have for at least 10 years, you know? That's my plan. The moment you feel like giving up is the moment you keep going. That's a sign not to give up. That's a sign to keep going. The second thing to do is I'm going to give you permission to get back into life again. When you're grinding really, really hard, sometimes you need that release. You need a release, whether that's to go out and get super, super drunk, whether it's to do something naughty, whether it's to make a mistake. Sometimes you need the release to go back to that experience to realize, this is not the way I want to live my life, actually. This has happened to me multiple times where I'm on such a big detox, and that can be clean eating, no drinking, very much in a routine. And then something happens. You know, a friend asked me, do you want to go out this weekend? And I'm feeling like, you know what? Let's do it. I go out that weekend, I go to a dirty club, I drink alcohol, I feel shitty the next day, and I think, damn, I love my routine. I love my self-improvement because I feel so good when I'm doing it, and I needed this release to realize that, okay, that's on the other side. That's on the other side of my life right now, my routine right now, and sometimes you need to experience what is on the other side. So when you're getting to this breaking point, you might actually need to snap. You might need to go off course somehow for a day, for a weekend, for a week. You might just need to snap out of your routine, snap out of self-improvement, and give yourself a break to then to then have so much respect and so much love for it when you come back. This happens on vacation, for example, or it happens around Christmas time when you go on vacation and then you're like, woo, this was so fun. And then you're like, actually, I'm really excited to get back to my life. I'm really excited to see my friends again. I'm really excited to go to school. I'm really actually looking forward to work again. Sometimes, that's a blessing to have, and I really hope you live that life. But sometimes you need to go off course in order to get back on track and feel love for the grind, I guess, or love for just the pursuit. I think I prefer to say love for the pursuit. Number 3, results do not come from novelty, but they come from the boring basics. I heard this first by Sahil Bloom, and this basically means that the boring basics are going to get you results. Following the same gym program for 3 months is going to get you results. Doing the same compound movements is going to get you results. Eating pretty much the same amount of protein, the same amount of carbs, the same amount of fats for a long amount of time is going to get you some good results. Doing the same boring basics is always going to get you good results. And this is why I want you to learn to love the boring basics. How can you make these boring basics actually basics that you enjoy doing? Another quote relating to this by Sahil Bloom is, fall in love with the hard things and have an easy life. Fall in love with the hard things and have an easy life. And I truly believe this, because when you fall in love with the hard things, they then don't feel that hard. But initially, anything new that you try is going to feel hard. Any kind of new habit that you want to implement, whether it's reading a book or meditating, it's going to feel hard. But eventually it won't feel hard, and that's how life works. Eventually it just doesn't feel hard. I remember when I was creating a new morning routine for myself, I wanted to do like a 21-day meditation challenge. So it was 50 minutes of meditation, it was journaling, it was going for a walk, and I had to write all of these steps down and like tick the boxes in my Notion calendar. I had to write all of that down and tick the boxes. Now I just put morning routine, and you know what? All of those things are just in my morning routine. They're all habits that I do automatically. I don't need to write them out and tick the boxes anymore. I need to do that to have that quick dopamine and to make sure, oh, okay, I need to do these boring basics. Now I'm like, I have my morning routine and I know what's in it. It's a walk, it's journaling, it's meditating, and it's no screen time. I know, and I do it all the time now, and it's not hard. It's actually easy, and I actually love it. This is how you can learn to love your boring basics. The first thing is to invite a friend. Can you invite a friend to your gym workouts? Can you invite a friend to your little working sessions, working on your business, content creating, whatever you're doing, studying? Can you invite a friend to that and actually make it a little bit more fun? Once a week, you have a little co-working session and you're just making the process a lot more fun. I started doing this with my friends, where every Wednesday we will have lunch together, because we realized that we're all working separately and actually we don't see each other enough. And just having that 1.5 hour lunch on a Wednesday creates all the difference in our friendship and the way that we love to work now, because it's like, we all get to meet on a Wednesday, then we get to go back to work, and it just gives you that new energy. Try new things, change up your location. Try a different gym, for example. Try a different office, for example. Try a different cafe, for example. What are you doing that is the same, that you can actually change and it's not going to affect the outcome? If you are studying, are you constantly studying in the same room, in the same place? Can you change the location of that? Because it's not going to affect how well you study. If anything, it might actually make your studies even better. And the same with the gym. If you join a new gym, it's not going to affect how you work out, how you do your session. You're still going to have your session and do your session, but you're going to change things up a bit and have a bit of excitement, because these small changes, also bonus, small changes like this actually make life feel longer. And Chris Williamson said this in a podcast, and it always sticks with me. And this is why I try to take different routes to places. So if I'm going to the gym, I remember when I used to bike to the gym, I try and bike a different way, because I'm going to remember that new experience, which is going to make my life feel longer. So how can you incorporate small new experiences into your weeks, into your days, to make self-improvement feel less boring and less like Groundhog Day? How can you celebrate in small wins? Can you buy yourself something small, which is also celebrating a small win, and then also changing things up, keeping your journey exciting? Remind yourself of why you started. If you're losing course right now, it's time to read your why, because this is going to keep you going. If you haven't tried future journaling, then I definitely recommend future journaling, because this is what got me to quit my job and actually continue to send emails when I was getting no responses. Future journaling is what got me to persevere, to actually be able to run a business, because I was able to understand exactly why I was doing this. What is my big why? Make your why larger than yourself, by the way, because yourself is not big enough. You want to make it bigger than yourself, your why. And then you also want to future journal and actually start writing about how you feel now that you have achieved this why of yours, because then you're going to be able to believe that you can actually get there. When you're writing about how you are already there, your mind doesn't know whether that's true or not, especially if you can tap into the feeling as you're writing. I say writing because I think it's easier to control your thoughts when you're writing, rather than if you were just thinking about what it's going to be like when you're there. Your thoughts can very easily go off course and go off track. But if you are writing and you kind of have like a step-by-step that you're following, I have a video here that I will link on future journal. But if you are writing, then you can easily kind of keep track of your thoughts, and your thoughts aren't just going to go everywhere because you're actually writing down, where you are now that you have achieved that why and how you feel. And if you can feel pride, if you can feel happiness, if you can feel grateful, if you can feel so much love, and you're writing it down, then it's like, if I can actually feel that in me, and then I'm going to execute and go throughout the whole day with those feelings, that is so, so powerful. And then also reading your why and starting to read that every morning, every evening. Even if it's just a sentence, if it's something you want to do for your family, if it's something you want to do for your loved ones, if it's something you want to do for the world, can you read that every single morning? Because that's going to bring so much purpose behind the work that you're doing right now, so much purpose behind the self-improvement journey that you're on. And that's what you need. You need a why, you need that purpose to keep you going. Knowing your priority layers are going to see you through this self-improvement journey and stop it from feeling boring and stop you from feeling like you're missing out on having all the fun. Okay, the whiteboard is here. We are getting serious because priority layers changed the game for me. Understanding priority layers is going to get you results faster and help you avoid getting bored or getting even more bored than you are now, and getting back to actually feeling excited and trusting the process. This is going to help you trust the process. When the whiteboard comes out, we are getting serious. If you've watched some of my future videos, if you are a visual person, then I hope this helps you. I really would like you to do it in a journal or something. If you have like a notebook that you usually write in, or just a piece of paper, you can stick it on your wall. That would be amazing. So priority layers work in a certain time frame. So you can either choose 30 days, 3 months, not 30 months, 3 months, it's a whiteboard, 3 months or 6 months. We want to work in time frame because this just helps us to, again, trust the process and go all in on a specific thing. So priority layers work in circles. I'm sure you have said to yourself or to friends before, how the hell am I supposed to balance social life, finances, my relationship, my work, starting a business, studying, all of these different things that we have going on in our life. So we usually have finances, business/career. You might have studies, we have relationship, friendships. Then we have like mental and physical health. So we have kind of 8 life categories. I think there's actually 12 that you can have, but I usually work with this 8 when I'm doing goal setting or anything. And we're basically going to put these categories into priority layers and decide what our priority is for the next 30 days. Or if you feel like what you're working on right now is going to take a bit longer and you want to go into a focus mode, then you can choose 3 months or 6 months. I mean, sometimes I do 30 days, but I do like, sometimes I do 3 months, but I do like to do 30 days if I feel like, okay, I just want to go hard for 30 days and then I want to assess where I'm at. That's also a great thing to do. Whatever's in the middle is going to be your main priority right now for this amount of time. And then you're going to expand on, you're going to keep going until you have done all 8. And then once you see this visual, you will actually think, okay, well, most of my time is going to go here. Most of my time is going to go to whatever this is. If it's relationships or if it's business and career, most of your time is going to go into the first priority layer, only for this amount of time. So all you want to do is all of your efforts for this amount of time are going to focus on this priority layer. These things are coming second and third. So if these things are demanding more of your time, your priorities are off. You want to make sure that this is demanding most of your time for just this time frame. See how far you can get. When you stop trying to juggle everything, you will start to get faster results because you're putting your energy and time into one area of your life. When you stop trying to balance life, to balance everything and see no results because results don't come that way, you are going to actually start to see results because you're going to say, okay, for the next 30 days, I'm going to just put my all into this one thing, and you will be so surprised at what you can do. This happened to me when I started my business. I said I quit social media. I quit. I was like, you know what? It's taking too much of my time. I'm leaving it, and all I'm doing is outreach. All I'm doing is focusing on my business, perfecting my outreach, and I signed my first client. It's like, I needed not just the physical space, but the mental space to focus on one thing, to focus on your priority is so powerful. Because you might not realize it, but your phone, your friends, they're taking up mental energy, and sometimes it's necessary, but sometimes if you're in this self-improvement, personal development phase, you might need to realize what your priority is right now and what it's going to be. Track your wins, celebrate your wins, and show people what building your dream life really is, because that inspires other people to build theirs. Keep freaking going and let me know if this video actually helped you on your self-improvement journey. Keep freaking going, because I can see you now. I can see the potential that you have. I can see it in you. It's burning. Maybe you want to give up. Please don't. Please don't do that. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, share it with your bestie, because when we all win, life is way more fun. Have a beautiful day, week, month, life. My name is Frida Waywell, and I help young women develop a healthy, positive mindset, build self-awareness, and navigate life. Bye!